Hello everyone, sorry we're late. We're still in Folkestone. We were at the beach. Took a lot longer to get back than what we thought it would. Thanks for the 18 that waited. How are we all doing today?
This tiny device has changed the way I eat breakfast every day. What is Zoe? Zoe is an app that comes with an at-home test kit to help you see which foods are best for you.
Oh, we've got some messages already. Mike and Francis are here. They said, hi, Tony and Sarah, how was Folkestone? And let's see, what's the numpty count going to be on your way home?
Sorry, say again.
What's the numpty count going to be on your way home? That's from Mike and Francis. That was just before you said that you were running 10 minutes late. Lindsay said, take your time. I'm having my Starbucks. And Mike and Lindsay are having lunch, so it's okay. Neil said hi all, and Lindsay said hiya from Scotland.
Hiya.
Spash Gaming said, when you get to Sutton, I'll hold up a large sign by the side of the road.
Whereabouts in Sutton?
And Elizabeth Bicknell has just said, hi Tony and Sarah, okay for me to hitch a ride? Sue Coulson moved to Australia 30 years ago, but I still miss the narrow roads of the UK. Storm Gray said, I work the other side of Par. And 22 Wiz said, hope that numpty Misty Cat is not on here today. Pat Kennedy said, hi Tony and Sarah, how are both of you? Cheers from the Republic of Ireland. I love your live cams. That's nice.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all a bit hot after just running down from the beach, or running up from the beach rather.
Running.
Yeah, our sort of running.
So there are 32 people watching at the moment.
According to the sat nav, we got an hour and 25 minutes before we get to Sutton. 74 miles.
Hey, this is a nice message from Emma A. Harry says hi. Looking forward to seeing some buses. Hi, Harry.
Hi, Harry.
And Philip said hello from Caithness in the far north of Scotland.
Hello.
Storm Gray said should have turned right.
You're right as well. Yep. Distracted.
The weather's a bit better than it was on the way coming into Folkestone. Heavens opened yesterday and it was a bit scary aquaplaning along the motorway on the way to Folkestone. Scary stuff. I don't know if many of you have been to Folkestone, but it is absolutely gorgeous. So many lovely little independent shops. It's just so pretty. Lindsay said you were too busy reading. Haha. Pat Kennedy said, will you be passing close to Tunbridge Wells? I've got relations living there. And Len has asked, do you use the car sat nav or phone app?
A phone app. I use, well, I've got them all on actually. I've got Waze on and I've got Google Maps on. Google Maps is the one that I'm using as a sat nav to take us home, and Waze I have always playing in the background.
So we've never actually walked out this far
No, we've
in
not gone this way.
Folkestone, but there are so
I-
many more little shops and places to see. We'll have to try that next time.
I did a boo-boo. I should have turned right back there, but
Hey, but you know, we would never have known this was here if you hadn't have done that.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
good. Whoop. A bus, said Emma A. Looks like a little school over there. Pat Kennedy said, I wonder how many CCC you will see cutting corners.
So far none. The only numpty so far has been me missing the right turn.
Oh, Storm Grey said, check out Sports Centre next time you're there so I can say hi. Liam38 said, Waze takes you on some really odd routes. The second there's a bit of traffic. I don't think I've ever arrived at my original ETA with either though. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, I always have it playing in the background because it tells you where all the speed cameras are. Not that I speed, but it tells you where the roadworks are as well.
Bus Harry. So are we going to go back more or less the same way that we came?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Although a junction later.
So Elizabeth just said, Sarah, get a bus home, he's cocked up already.
I'll be buying a bloody Audi shortly.
Oh, Robert H has just posted saying, hello guys from a rainy South Yorkshire.
I got our rain from yesterday.
Lindsay said, oh, God forbid. Elizabeth, that was. Lindsay laughed.
I had an orange car behind me just a minute ago. Thank God it turned left. Didn't want to see that in the rear view camera for a very long time.
What's wrong with an orange car?
Nothing.
Joe has just said, hello from Hampshire. Mike and Francis say it's looking ominously grey in Manchester. Yeah, you're right, Lindsay. She just said that we had crazy rain yesterday. It really was. I haven't seen a downpour like that anywhere for years. And it was extra scary being on the motorway, but I didn't have to drive. I was just looking at the screen. Tony was looking at the road. So, yeah, not very nice.
So I'm back on track now, after our little detour. On the M20, that is.
PBF Partnership has just said, hi old chum, sun's out here in Tolworth, from John. And Robert H has asked, is the Nero self-charging?
No, it's a fully electric one. It does regen when I brake and take my foot off the accelerator, but it doesn't actually recharge as such.
Kennedy's just said, I'm always amazed by the volume of traffic in England by watching all of your videos, especially on the motorways. I couldn't drive over there. I did it once from Gatwick to Burgess Hill and it was crazy. And Joe Crammon said, how long does it take your car to recharge?
About 8 to 10 hours, depending on how low it is, how warm the temperature is. There's a lot of factors into it. That's on a home charger. If you charge out in the street, it's probably about an hour. It runs a bit faster on the chargers in the street.
Liam38 has said, you're lucky, the M26 has reopened now. It was closed for 3 to 4 days London bound for emergency water work. And Lindsay's just said, Tony, do you have a home charger? I'm getting one installed soon.
Yes, I've got a pod point. I would recommend that. It connects up to the internet as well. It tells you how much you've spent and everything on it. It's very clever. I don't know if they still do it, but you used to be able to get a government grant to put a home charger in. They used to give you £500 to have one to help you install it. Whether that's still a thing or not, I don't know. But if you go to Podpoint directly, they will sort out all the paperwork and everything for you.
How much would they normally cost then to put on?
They can £500 to put on. Our one was £500 to put on, and £500 for the charger itself.
Right, okay.
So the government pay half basically. But you can get chargers that are about £1,500 just the charger.
Freight Trains and Passenger Trains production said, how many silly Audis have you seen in total?
None today.
And Auntie Trevor said, hello Mr. and Mrs. Tony, I hope you had a good time. It was lovely.
And I've put on a bit of weight.
Yeah. Some really nice places to eat in Folkestone. You are literally spoiled for choice. And they're child and dog friendly, which is, I still can't quite get my head around the fact that you can just walk into a restaurant with a dog and no one bats an eyelid. It's, yeah, really cool. Savitar's rival said, who is the worst of professional private hire drivers or Audi drivers?
Oh, it's a difficult one. A professional driver in an Audi, I would say, was the worst.
Lindsay said, Motability is giving a free charger and it's OHME.
You have different rules in Scotland. I know you're treated better with your electricity charges than what we are down south. I think, if memory serves, when I was doing the research to buying this, that you get quite a few free chargers up there as well that are out on the street that you can just plug it in and don't pay for. I don't know if that's still a thing, but it was when I was looking into buying this one.
And Elizabeth said, my son-in-law's got a home charger. Philip said, been quite a while since I've been on a motorway. There are only dual carriageways north of Perth. I didn't know that. Kenneth Moore said, I don't want to see you lane hogging. No doubt someone will give you some stick.
Yeah. Are you seeing this little truck out in the right hand side? I think he might be doing a bit of lane hogging.
Mike and Francis asked what breed of dog we've got.
That's one for you to answer.
She's a Bichon crossed with something we don't really know because she's a rescue.
She's a little fluffy thing.
Yeah, she's very sweet. Joe said your car was broken down on the motorway and 2 cars stopped to give you a lift. An Audi or a professional driver? Who would you take a lift from?
I'd wait for the recovery vehicle.
Storm Grey said, did you get to the harbour? Yeah, we've been on the harbour arm yesterday when we nearly got blown off the harbour arm. It was so windy. And today we had a nice walk in the morning and a nice coffee with a lovely view before we came back.
Yeah, Sarah was stuffing her face with brownies. That's why we were late getting back to the car.
Oh, yes. And Alex said, I noticed the language is moderated with a little angel emoji. Kenneth Moore said, yes, first numpty.
Kenneth Moore?
Yeah. Joe Crammond said, had to laugh at your response to
I
my...
don't always swear, but I've got to have someone doing something stupid in front of me first.
So Hunter said, what is your theory on why Audi or professional drivers never indicate?
Bad habits. Just they're not trained properly.
Class 387 Productions said, oh,
The fit time because it breaks the motor, so they have to be literally picked up and taken to a service station. But because they're getting more and more electric cars on the road now, a lot of these AA companies now actually have little chargers in the back, so they can actually plug it in to charge it up while you're roadside.
and class 387 has just clarified, always an Audi. I should have picked that one up, sorry.
I should have as well.
And Joe Crammond said, no, the scream lagged as you answered my question. Let me just find the question. Oh, so Joe had asked if you broke down and 2 cars stopped to give you a lift, an Audi or a professional driver,
right,
who would you take a lift from? But he missed your answer.
Oh, my answer? I'd wait for the recovery vehicle.
And Mike and Francis asked if I work. I do work, yeah, but not today. Good old annual leave. Lindsay said, saw a BMW parked like a numpty, sending you a picture via Instagram.
Okie dokie.
Okay, for that. And Joe, sorry, I posted, had to laugh at your response to my question. I don't know where this bridge is. I don't know where. Is that Ashford, coming up to Ashford? Okay. Pat Kennedy said, I believe Audis in future will be installing indicators, but no one knows when.
Or where.
Reminds me a bit of that Erasmus bridge, that design. Robert H said, is it true that the indicator stalk in an Audi is an optional extra? No, coffee face.
It must be expensive if it's an optional extra, because none of them seem to have it put in.
Watch out, roadworks reported on the road ahead.
JJ Harson said there's not enough blinker fluid to keep all the Audis indicating, that's the problem.
Right, Pip.
I don't know what it is. What's going on? Everyone's got something against Audis.
VM Cougar in TN. Over here you can tell who was trained in the southern states and who wasn't. Indicating was a huge part of my training in the mid-60s. Don't know about Audis. So I guess you must be, is that in Tennessee? I think, maybe. Pat Kennedy, what football team does Tony support?
I'm a Fulham boy. That's where I was brought up.
Max1234. Who do you rather take a lift from? A German car or a professional driver private hire?
Ooh. A private hire driver. Because they're professionals.
Joe Crammon said, I think the hate against Audis is because we're addicted to your channel.
Me?
What have you done to
What
us?
have I said?
What have you done to us? Stuart said, do you think our motorway speed limit should be increased? My average speed is 80 miles an hour in my Audi. But I'm sensible and not an aggressive driver. I'm curious to my fellow road users.
It depends on the motorway, I guess. I'd prefer the in-town speed limits to go up. Now that they've gone down to 20 miles an hour in central London, it's so slow on most of the roads. On school roads and stuff like that, yeah, put them down to 20, but not on every road. Dual carriageways at 20 miles an hour sometimes. It's ridiculous. But motorways, it does depend on the motorway. Most people, to be honest, if it's motorways nice and empty, they're doing 80 anyway.
And VM Cougar in TN said that I trained in Ohio and I now live in Tennessee.
Well,
Cool. And Stuart said, good point, nice one. About your speed limit
Speed limit,
answer.
yeah. I've never had any points on my licence, but I think if I'm ever going to get caught speeding, it'll be doing something like 25 mile an hour in at 20. It's when you've been driving for over 30 years at 30 miles an hour, and some bloody do-gooder in the council puts it down to 20. It's hard to get used to.
Professional driver said, how are you guys?
Good. What about yourself? think we've had a drop out in signal yet.
No, I think on the way here it was about halfway, wasn't it? When that all started. Before we got to Ashford, that started, I think. Professional driver said, glad to hear that the weather's better today. Laugh out loud.
At the moment it is.
On a road like, this is from VM Cougar in Tennessee, on a road like you're on, we would be travelling at 60 to 70 depending on the state. Most local roads are 50 or below.
Yeah. I mean, this is 50 just because of the roadworks at the moment. This would normally be 70. But because of the roadworks, they bring it down to 50.
And 22 Wizzo 56 just said there's only one reason for the 20 mile an hour limit, and that's easy money.
Yeah.
Oh, JJ Harson said, I do that drive often. My son moved to Folkestone 2 years ago. Good luck. Are you stopping at Chummy's for oysters?
No, not today.
Robert H has said, any news on the merchandise? I'd love always an Audi t-shirt.
Not really. To be honest, I wouldn't know how to set that up. So, and to have stock of sizes and all that sort of stuff, there's a lot of work goes into that, I would have thought. If anyone knows anyone that can do that for me, that'd be handy.
Sue Coulson has just said, when I was in the UK 36 years ago, it was the Volvo drivers that got all the stick, so please it's the Audis. I remember it always being Volvo drivers.
I remember that as well, yeah it was, yeah. And we used to have one.
Oh, we did.
Not at that time though.
That was a nice car.
Yeah.
Had two, haven't we? Pat Kennedy said, over here in Ireland everything is in kilometres, but my car Speedo is in miles as I bought it in the UK. It's confusing sometimes.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I can imagine that.
I think in this car though I can actually change it to kilometres if need be. But
it's because it's digital, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than... Oh, and Sue Coulson said, so did I, about having a Volvo, and they took it to Australia.
Oh wow.
That's quite cool. That must have been a real pack up everything in a container and get it a few weeks later, but
that must have cost a pretty penny to
Yeah.
take that over there.
yeah, I don't know why I'd never think of a car moving out with you, but it makes perfect sense, doesn't it, with all your stuff. That's a big move.
Speed camera reported ahead.
Yeah, Sue said it did. Yeah. Okay, class 387 Productions area. Are you on the M20? So where are we, love?
Yeah, we're on the M20, yeah.
So we just gone past Ashford. I'm just looking at the screen. We're coming up to a place called Platt's Heath, apparently, near Harrietsham, Lenham. I think we've just gone past Ashford. I think. Might have got that wrong. But I think Ashford was where that big overhead sort of suspension bridge was about 5-10 minutes ago. Let's see.
Entering average speed check zone.
So Pat Kennedy said it's good you can change your miles to kilometres thing on the dash if you ever come over here for a holiday. Shadow 186 said, hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Someone called Emma A has said, if we take Audis and professional drivers out of the mix, what's your next least favourite?
Could be a BMW or a Mercedes.
Wayne's World #1 said, imagine being a taxi driver and you don't like driving. Laugh out loud, silly question. I like watching your videos, keep up the good work. And a cool emoji, that's one of your favourites. And a thumbs up. Phil Humphreys has said, my wife thinks you and me must have been separated at birth, as she reckons watching your TV channel is like sitting in the car with me. Oh, we both love your YouTube channel. Long may it continue. That's nice. Poor Mrs. Humphreys, that's all I can say. Kent, Operation Brock. Don't know what that means. Is it something to do with the roads? Kenneth Moore said German cars is your answer. I guess that's to Emma A's question.
Yeah, possibly. Oh, and the other one I forgot. Yeah, the Fiat 500. What am I talking about? Yeah, I forgot all about them.
Belmont TV has just said hi. And Shadow 186 has said, what would happen if an Audi was a professional driver?
Then you're looking in. Don't get in the car.
We got 46 people that are now watching, it looks like. VM Cougar in Tennessee laughed at your reply. So it looks like we're coming up towards Leeds Castle and Maidstone. That's the kind of area that we're in at the moment. Not that it shows because it's just concrete and motorways. But that's roughly where we are. Mike and Francis have said the motorway service sounds rough.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Is it temporary?
I think so. They say it's temporary, but then they just don't do nothing with it when they put the motorway back to normal. They leave it like it.
Joe Crammond has said, proud to be among those watching the stream. That's nice. And Class 387 Productions has said, have you been to Liverpool?
Yes. I didn't drive though. I got the coach.
I'd love to go to Liverpool. It's on my list. Kennedy said, I've been to Maidstone and it's a lovely town. And Joe Crammond said, used to live in Kent in a town called Sittingbourne. Got friends there?
Mm-hmm.
high-speed train is whizzing by us on the right. You probably can't see that from the live shot. That will be going into St Pancras, I guess. That train track literally runs parallel to the motorway, I think.
Yeah, for a bit.
I don't know for how long. Yeah, you can see on the sign now, just coming up to Maidstone. And Leeds Castle, I'd like to visit there one day too. Oh, Joe said, would have loved to have seen the high-speed train. I'm a big enthusiast of trains, buses and planes. Cool. JJ Harson said, I go down the M20 often. I always wonder if the average cameras work or switched on, as usually people fly past me on that journey at 60 miles an hour plus.
Yeah, they do. I mean, we're doing 50 and people are overtaking us still. Not brilliantly fast, but they are overtaking us still.
Mike and Francis have said, what's your least favourite area to drive in, Tony?
Least favourite? I've got to say at the moment, central London. I always do a lot of driving in the suburbs of London now. Central London is just it's just too busy. You can't go anywhere. Everything's 20 miles an hour and it's just traffic everywhere. And the driving is pretty bad, to say the least.
VM Cougar in Tennessee said, have you ever wondered how some places got their name? I think there's a lot of places have got a lot of history behind their names.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, we obviously know about the London ones like Gravesend and that kind of thing. But yeah.
I know there's a couple of Pratt's Bottoms.
Pat Kennedy said, you both should come to Ireland and see how badly most drive over here. Learner drivers drive on their own and not a word is said about it. Wow.
I've always wanted to go to Ireland to test out the Guinness. Everyone says the Guinness is so much better there than what it is over here. Is that true? Or is that just a myth?
What's better, bottles of Guinness or draft
I
Guinness?
prefer draft myself, but everyone's different.
JJ Harson said, you're so correct. I live in Romford and find it exactly the same. I drive to your area of Surrey to see the Outlaws, so know those roads well too. Yeah, so that's the same about central London driving.
Yeah.
Don't think many people have any good things to say
They
about
don't,
it.
no.
So London Type R has said, you want to really see bad driving, you should come to northwest London.
Yeah.
And JJ Harson said, that's true about the Guinness. You get drunk from the feet up, and yes, draft. Full of iron, apparently, Guinness. Is that a myth?
No.
Robert. Guinness with a drop comes from Waterfords.
Don't know. Mr. Policeman up there on the bridge,
Hello.
I guess. Traffic enforcement, I think whatever it's called.
Traffic officer, yeah. Sue Coulson has said, I used to live in Ditton, which you'll pass after Maidstone, so I know the area well. Remember when the M20 was opened? Not many cars then. And Class 387 Productions said, I went to Liverpool for Eurovision rehearsal. Well, I bet that was amazing. Oh yeah, I can see on the map coming up to Maidstone, Aylesford, East Malling, that kind of area we're coming up to. Oh, Kenneth, there we go. You've asked the question now. What's your opinion on the Just Stop Oil protesters, Tony?
Good. Oh, I'm trying to do a stream without swearing. Can't stand them. Cannot stand them. Hypocritical so-and-sos, to say the least. You've seen them in the papers, really. Recently, the one who done George Osborne's wedding out in Thailand straight afterwards. How'd she get there? Did she fucking swim there or something? No, she used a jet, didn't she? So yeah, I'm not their number fan.
Shadow 186 has said, do you like astronomy? And if you do, what's your favourite planet? And Lindsay has said, don't like them protesters. What's your favourite planet?
I haven't really got one. Mars, I suppose, but I kind of like Snickers better.
Shadow 186 laughed at your Mars
Appalling
Snickers. You got 46 people following your journey.
Cool.
So it looks like we're just going by Ditton, where Sue used to live. Let's have a little look. Elizabeth said, that's because women are from Venus and men are from Mars. Pat Kennedy said, no, it's true. Guinness is way better in Ireland and much better out of the bottle. And the part I live in Waterford, the only place where you can get large bottles of Guinness. That popped up again. I'm not sure what that was, but yeah. Just Stop Oil protesters are the biggest nuisance in cyclists, said JJ Harson.
Indeed.
Mike and Francis said, look at that grey sky. I think we've definitely left the blue sky in Folkestone, haven't we? London Type R, why are you lane hogging now?
I'm overtaking!
As some of your haters would ask.
You can't be lane hogging if you're overtaking.
Sue's school was just on the left as we've driven by, Ditton. And VM Cougar in Tennessee said that's a bad joke. It's a dad joke. I think that was your Mars and Snickers one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should see me do daddy dancing.
No.
No, no, you don't want to see that.
Someone told me that once. I don't know if it is true. Elizabeth just said you froze. Yeah, I remember, Elizabeth, on the drive down here, I think over the signal does keep dropping out around here. It was the same on the way down, so I think over the next 10 minutes or so we'll probably keep dropping in and out of signal. Very strange. Yeah, not sure about that. I don't know if it'd show on a map. It doesn't show anything on a map, just some industrial straight estates and not a lot else around here. We're near a place called Borough Green and Rotham Heath Golf Club, apparently. Pat Kennedy says, I'd say you're great at daddy dancing, Tony. Mike and Francis asked, what family do you have, as in kids? Yep, we got them.
Yeah, we got them. One of each.
And we... oh, excuse me. We're on the M26 still?
Yep.
Yeah.
We've only just got off the M26.
29 miles from Gatwick. Excuse me. So Jay Carson has said, right, I'm off to drive on the M25. Stay safe, as I know you will. Off to work for my brilliant stuff.
Have a good one.
There we are. So we're now still on the M26, coming up to Seal and Kemsing. Don't know either of those places. Class 387 production just waved. Said, husband, honey, the neighbour is washing the car with his son again. And the wife said, poor kid, go over there and tell him to use a sponge instead. Nice one, Pat. A Class 387 production said, are you going to Junction 9?
Can't remember what junction it is now. Yeah, 9. It is 9, isn't it?
Don't know. Haven't a clue.
Is it 8 or 9? I can't remember what junction it is.
I don't know.
I know it, but...
He had a little wobble and Mr. Truck in front of us.
So far, I haven't had to press the button once for a numpty on my normal dash cam, which is unusual.
Elizabeth said, name a junction, anyone will do.
The one that's got M23 written on it. That one.
Emma A said, do you prefer the drive to Folkestone or the drive to Selsey?
Folkestone is easier because they're faster roads.
Not many roundabouts. There are loads of roundabouts on the way to Selsey as well. Yeah.
They're very different. Very different.
Feels a lot quicker going to Folkestone.
Yeah.
Robert H said, what sort of music do you like while driving?
I listen to anything really. A lot of the time when I'm driving nowadays, though, I listen to Talk Sport. And then I click the clicker. It's always copyrighted music that's playing, so you can't have the natural reaction of me saying, I wouldn't have done that, Mr. Audi, if I was you.
So would he be breaking the speed limit?
He would be, because we're doing 70.
Or she? Pat Kennedy said, what is the difference between an Audi and a porcupine?
Is it the porcupine has the pricks on the outside?
Yes! Word for word. Elizabeth said, looks like he needs the loo. Or Mr. White Van. Yeah, or Mrs. White Van. Dropped out then just to know Sada said Audi equals absolute useless driver inside.
Indeed. With most. I've got a few Audi followers, so we've got to say most. Or some.
Looks like we're now coming up towards Westerham, that kind of area. I think we must be to the right of Gatwick, because I can see planes on the left of where we are. So I think Gatwick must be over
Gatwick's
that way.
To the left, yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe that could even be Redhill Aerodrome. Because they have planes over that way, that's all that way. We used to know that area. Biggin Hill, maybe. sis. Limpsfield and Oxted are all coming up. That's the kind of area we're in. Biggin Hill to the right, Hurst Green to the left, and Woldingham ahead, and Oxted. It's Jay said, hello there.
Hello.
Okay, Simeon's just said, who has the right of way at a mini roundabout if all cars are coming up and turning right at the same time? I've just started driving and my instructor never told me.
It's a difficult one. It's normally whoever goes first is the one that gets it. Although it very rarely happens, though. I've got to say, there's normally someone there that's first, and they go. But obviously in that situation you'll always be looking to your right, and if they're hesitating and they're not bothering to go, or they're going rather, said that ran the wrong way, if they're going then you wait. If they're looking like they're going to go, then you just wait for them.
Simeon said there was a bit of a standoff today. So maybe that happened.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know, he said.
Cool.
Oh, blimey, and the rain's starting again. Andy Elder said, Mexican standoff.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. If you look to the right, there's an Audi there, let them go, because they won't be waiting.
Kennedy said a lot of people can't use roundabouts. The hesitation is unbelievable.
I'm gonna come off this one, I think.
Okay.
Can't remember who it was who asked us to what junction we're taking.
Let me scroll back and see.
We're gonna come off. We're gonna come off early. We're going to come off at the A22 instead of going off to the M23, just for something a bit different, to be honest. They both end up in the same place pretty much.
So it was class 387 that asked if you were coming off at junction 9.
No, we're going to come off before.
It doesn't say what junction it was on that sign back there, did it? Elizabeth said, you never learn to drive until you pass your test. The instructor only teaches you to get through your test.
That's true.
I
And
really agree.
you continue learning all the way. All the time you're driving, you continue to learn.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So this junction that we're coming off at is Godstone.
Mm-hmm.
Godstone, Caterham, Bletchingley.
And we'll be turning right on it, going down the A22, heading towards Croydon.
Simeon agreed with Elizabeth about driving tests.
Mm. So we'll be coming inside the M25 in a minute, and that's where all the numpties start to come out.
Yeah, so Godstone is over to our left with a little "please drive carefully,
Mhm.
welcome to Godstone" sign. Mike and Francis said you never stop learning about driving.
Definitely not. All the time.
Simeon said, glad to finally not have L plates on anymore as people don't drive up my backside. Nodster, damn, that lorry was tilting a fair bit and also hit the curb, eh? And Elizabeth said, numpty alert ahead. Berserker said, hello from Middlesbrough.
Hello.
Good girl. Just gone by a Freer Farm boarding kennels and cattery who had a load of sheep in the field next to it. Very nice. Very nice. There was a sharp turn there.
Yeah, pulled out into lane 2 to do it.
DJ Bruce Banner said, cool stream, I like it. Is this the road with the big Starbucks on it, or is that Hulu Way?
Yeah, no, this is the one with the big Ann Summers on it.
Aha. Caterham Valley was to the left. Just Me just said, just tuned in, hope you had a great time. It was lovely, thank you. Only there for a day, but it was very nice. Pat Kennedy asked, what mileage do you have on the Kia?
52,500 at the moment.
Modster said, from Starbucks to Ann Summers in the same sentence, laugh out loud. Elizabeth said, Ann Summers, say no more. Berserker said, how long have you owned the Kia for?
How long has it been? We looked at it the other day, didn't we?
Coming up for 3 years, is it?
Is it 3 years? About 2.5, 3.
Did you get it during COVID?
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. Two
Yeah,
and a half,
about-
3 years.
About 2.5 years, I think.
So we're now in between Whiteleaf Hill and Wallingham. I think, is it Ribblesdown Park or something like that round here?
Don't know the one where I went, is it?
That?
There's the big Ann Summers right in front of us there, just over to the right hand side now.
And Caterham Station is to the left.
Oh, there you got Jacqueline on the front of it. Look, she died recently, didn't she?
Oh. So this is Whiteleaf. And according to that sign, it's 23.4 degrees and 15:28 the time. That's very nice of them to put that sign up for us. And we're running parallel to another train track on the left, not a high-speed one. That must be the line that goes out to Brighton, because I think I've come through here on the train. Yeah, it is. Whiteleaf South Station. Yeah.
There's also quite a few cameras down this road, so you've got to be a bit careful. .407 bus down there for Harry. Graham Nutt said, hi guys, I hope that you didn't overnight at the Grand Bursting. I've been told it's a right dump. It's got a bad reputation, that's for sure. Everyone knows about it.
Fantastic location though.
Yeah.
We didn't stay there. We did look at that originally when we were going down there, because it is so cheap to stay there. Probably the best location and cheapest hotel.
But there's a reason it's cheap.
Yeah. We got friends that stay there and they say, you know, the rooms are clean and tidy inside, but overall it's a bit grim, and there's some grim YouTube videos about it, but we stay in a really nice little guest house. Like most places, they say bed and breakfast now, but most of them have taken the breakfast out, and it's a lot of little independent guest houses, which is quite nice to support if you can. Nodster said it's probably quicker to name the roads where cameras are not on these days.
True, yeah.
Okay, so where I was thinking of, I can see it on the map, it's Riddlesdown Common over on the right of where we are, which is supposed to be very nice. Not that we've been, but I've heard of it. Now we're in Kenley.
And we still haven't had one incident where I've had to press the button on the dash cam yet.
Oh, Pat Kennedy's just waving, saying, I really enjoyed all the comments and both of you are a pleasure to listen to. That's very kind of you, Pat.
Yeah, thank you.
Hope you have a nice afternoon, whatever you're up to. Oh, Elizabeth have said, your trips have been great fun. Thanks for letting us tag along. You're both amazing. That's so kind. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Very kind. So now we're coming up to Purley. Nice part of, is Purley the nice part of Croydon?
It is,
Back in the day, or
yeah.
even now.
Some very expensive places around this area.
Looks like it's coming out of school time for a lot of kids. Coming up to end of term time. Not always a good time on the roads, or certainly on public transport. Dear Lord, I could only imagine a public transport cam and to see what goes on that. Oh my word. You'd need to be brave to do that. Graham Nutt said, my power Ken Audi might have a bit of footage for you soon. Just to look.
That's an Audi. Always an Audi.
Going back to Graham. He said, my power Ken Audi might have a bit of footage for you soon. So as long as it doesn't demonetize you. So I don't understand that, but you can reply to Graham later about that, maybe.
Yeah, it's a bit cryptic, I think, that one.
Yeah, so he might want to send you things that I don't know. But there we go. Thank you, Graham. Nodster said, is there a nice part to Croydon? Purley, apparently. But that's Purley, not really
Well, the
Croydon.
nice part about Croydon is you're looking at it in your rear view mirror as you're driving away from it.
Just me said, nice timing. I don't know if that was about your foot on the brake then. I missed it because I was looking at the chat.
The Audi. one incident all the way in about an hour and a half or whatever we've been online for, and it just happened to be an Audi.
Mind you, that means we've had a safe journey home, so that's good.
Touch wood when you say that,
Touch,
'cause
yeah,
we're not home yet.
touch wood. Oh, Graham just said, no probs, I've got your email address and we'll be in touch. Thanks for the shout out. Cool, that's nice. So look out for an email. There's one thing that I must mention. Tony mentioned this to me a week or so ago. He didn't realise that loads of emails had gone into... We just lost signal then, you probably saw that. I think it's hilly. We were frozen out. There's been a couple more questions. Kaylee asked if you recommended any dash cams. Graham, thank you for your message before. Don't know if you heard us saying thank you. Nodster said, Kaylee, the Vivo dash cams are apparently really good, and all the footage from those I've seen to back that up.
They are very good and very reliable, and I'm doing a video on one of them shortly where you can actually win the one that I will be reviewing, so stay tuned for that one. I'm going to be reviewing the camera, and you can win that camera that I will be reviewing with all the bits and bobs that come with it. About £150 worth of camera in total.
Oh, excuse me. Nice message again from Mike and Francis saying you should do this more often. Nice way to spend the afternoon listening to us both.
I just need to work on a better system, because it just keeps dropping out, the signal and everything, whether it's the phone that I'm using, whether it's the SIM card.
The boy's having a punch up there. Sorry.
Yeah, I just need to work out a better system of actually doing this where it's a bit more reliable. And go to better places rather than motorways. Maybe actually go into London, go sightseeing.
So Kaylee said, lovely, definitely keeping an eye out for that then. That'll be your competition. When will that be? In the next week or so? Next
I hope
couple
so,
of weeks?
yeah. As soon as I get time to do it, I've got to stick the camera in the car, go around, do a bit of driving, and then review it as such, and tell you where you can get it cheap if you want to buy it yourself, and with my discount code and all that you can get a little bit off of it. But as I say, the one that I will be using, I will be running a competition so you can win that actual camera.
And someone said, hope you enjoyed the delights of Folkestone.
Yes, it was very nice.
And Mike and Francis said the camera focus isn't great.
I
think I'm actually watching this on my phone as well, and every so often it gets really blurry. It almost looks like it's pixelated, which doesn't actually show that on Tony's live camera thing that he's using. But hopefully it's a bit clearer.
Like I say, I'm going to try and set it up a different way without using a phone, using the hotspot of the phone, the signal of a phone, but use a proper camera rather than the camera on the phone. Use my Insta 360 maybe. But if you go live on YouTube using an Insta 360, that means that you can literally view 360 in the car. So that could be quite a bit different. You can actually spin the camera around.
And see you.
And see me. or look out the side windows if you wanted to, and all that sort of stuff. If you stream live
That
with a
would
360.
that would have been nice. You know, when they said earlier they would like to have seen a high-speed train,
Yeah.
but then you wouldn't have seen it for that long, really. So we're now in Wallington. I think this is Stafford Road in Wallington. Lots of little independent shops. Very busy road. Oh, so Pat Kennedy said, it's just the mobile network that makes the picture blurry as you're moving from mast to mast. Ah. Thank you, Pat.
I'm on the O2 network as well, and I think they're one of the worst. I've got to say, I don't think they're great.
Rosie said, missed the return journey. Sorry, did it go all right?
It was better weather.
Almost home. Freight Trains and Passenger Trains Production said, how was your journey overall?
Yeah, not too bad on the way. Well, both actually weren't too bad.
Almost back to Sutton area now, almost. Nodster said, you're not really going to improve it given that you're moving. EE might be better for it, but I doubt it will be a massive improvement.
Yeah, I guess the only way to do it is to actually try it, isn't it? And buy one of these £10 SIM cards and see if it is any better. I wonder if it would be better hotspotting it to a camera. So, you know, I don't know whether there'd be a delay on it or whatever. I've just got a few things to test out, I guess.
So Pat Kennedy said, O2 in the UK is not great in certain areas. I work for EE and they're probably the best in the UK.
All right.
Pat's in the know.
Yeah, might have to get a little SIM card the next time I do it and see if it's any different, if it improves.
Thank you, Pat. New pet shop open there. No windows. So there's 29 people still following your live drive, Tone, which, bearing in mind all the little bits of frozen losing signal, is really nice of everyone.
Yeah, it is.
Michelle Simpson has said, hi, Wolverhampton here, big fan. Thanks for watching, Michelle.
Beat me to it.
Pat said, also if you're on 5G, it's hit and miss on all networks. I'd try 4G as it's more stable.
Yeah, it is on 5G, and I think you're right. I was going to try it on my other phone, to be honest, to see if it works any better on that, which doesn't do 5G.
Mike and Francis showed more people watching. It said 32 for them when they just looked. VM Cougar in Tennessee said that's a very grey sky. It really is. Not cold though. It's really quite humid here.
You've had the aircon on all the way home.
And someone said, by the way, I like your catchphrase, always an Audi, laugh out loud. That was G6ZNW. Michelle Simpson said, have you thought about driving in New York like Ashley Neal?
No, I drove in Chicago for a bit when we were on holiday there. Almost killed us about 3 or 4 times trying to drive on the left-hand side of the road, and did it in front of a policeman as well who was sitting at a traffic lights outside of Walmart. That was
Fun?
yeah,
Yeah.
to say the least. Had to shout at the man, I'm British. Sorry, I'm British.
Hi Mike and Francis. Yep, a few more people, looks like they're joining back in for the end of the drive, which is very nice.
We're almost home.
So we're in Caterham now, and this is the high street that we're coming into. Oh, and where are we? Nodster said, oh look, the bane of my life, temporary lights. For some reason I have an amazing ability to find all the roads with them on.
You and me both.
And G6ZNW said, I used to drive a 44-ton Arctic all over the UK. Wish we had streaming back then. I would have done it. It would have been a high up bird's eye view as well, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would have been cool.
There is a YouTuber that literally just sits on a bus all day and live streams from a bus.
I remember you mentioning that, yeah. On the top deck,
Top deck of a London bus. But it's not live. They'd go through OBS, which is like a live streaming. You can pre-record your videos and bung them out live, so it looks like it's live, but it's not.
Michelle's just come back. She said, I've been to New York and I wouldn't want to drive, and I would want to drive there.
It's kind
like Audi drivers.
It's kind of scary when you're on the wrong side of the road, or the other side of the road to what you're used to. Especially when you're an old fossil like me who's been driving for years on the left, and you go to a country that they drive on the right. It's yeah, it's so different.
Mike and Francis has said, thank you Sarah and Tony for the drive, very enjoyable. Temporary lights.
We've got green at the moment.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you for that, Mike and Francis. That's really kind of you. And have a fantastic 70th birthday on Sunday. Hope you have a great day. G6ZNW said it's not live and they repeat the drives a lot. Sue said same as Mike and Francis. And Vian Cougar in Tennessee said, if I came to England I'd definitely not drive. I really enjoyed the drive. Pat Kennedy said also make sure Wi-Fi is turned off on the mobile phone, as it can try and connect and drop the mobile network.
Okay, I'll try that one as well, yeah.
Yeah, nice tip there,
Yeah.
Pat. Thank you.
Looking for all these sort of tips to make it better.
And now we're heading off towards Hackbridge, aren't we?
You can't get out.
Tony Hills has asked, where can I find your email address, Tony?
It's on the end of, it's in the description of my videos. It should be on the home page as well somewhere. Also at the end of all my videos, it's written there.
And Elizabeth said, numpty, just done a U-turn.
Yep.
And VM Coover in Tennessee said, oh, an overbound.
Now we're going to finish the stream in a minute. I'm just going to take you round to a car that some of you petrol heads will be quite interested in, if it's still there.
There's lots of comments about cutting the roundabout there.
Yeah.
It's renowned for it, that one, isn't it?
That is, yeah. Yeah, it's positioned really badly, to be honest. Yeah, so we just come round here, and if this car is still here, it's one for you petrol heads, and then we'll stop the video there. There we go, this big thing in front of us here. Nice old girl.
Ford
Galaxy,
I think it is.
So guys, thanks for watching. We're going to wrap it up now. Okay, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching.
See ya. Bye for now.